Hello everyone and welcome to the final episode of the Power Rankings for 2024. I'm your Commissioner Nick. It is week 14 on the schedule here in bad company, the final week of the regular season, the final episode of the rankings for this year, for maybe ever, who knows. This league has sucked the life out of me for the past number of weeks, especially last week. Thank you to all those who have reached out and sent their condolences. That's right, none of you have, for Christian McCaffrey going down and Jordan Mason going down and Cooper Kupp sucking and my team plummeting all the way to the basement. But yeah, thank you for all those who have reached out and sent their best wishes. This is the final episode of the rankings this year, maybe ever, who knows. I hope you like them. I don't have much else to say. I'm going to try to shoot this hoop, and we'll see how it goes. Here we go. The bank is open, and let's get into those rankings. Number 12, Poppy's prized possession. Brophy dropped to the basement as he returned to his losing ways because he didn't play the commissioner this week. Now 4-9 and officially out of playoff contention. I believe this also clinches Brophy's worst finish in bad company history. By the way, this gift speaks to me a lot right now, as Pete has peed on our carpet like 3 days in a row now because he doesn't like the snow. So, yeah. Beans and Poppy, verbal meme, handshake emoji, hating the commissioner. Yep. Anyway, moving on. Number 11. The implication no more. My team lost again. Christian McCaffrey killed me. My hopes and dreams are over. Cooper crap had his worst game of the season, and it's just not my year. Most points against in the league. It just wasn't meant to be. Last year the schedule makers got Harambe. This year the schedule makers got the implication. Moving on. Number 10. Hawk Tua. Drew moves up 2 spots in the rankings with a big comeback win on Monday Night Football thanks to Jerry Beauty's 40 points. Still a sliver of a chance for the playoffs. Number 9. Beans 445. Beans moves up a spot as he beat my team to remain in the hunt for the playoffs. Lamar Jackson was having a below average game, but just happened to add like 10 garbage points in the last minute or so to lead the team with 27 points. And Beans is lucky McCaffrey got hurt on my team early on because he was about to crush Beans' playoff dreams. But alas, here he is. 7% chance of making the playoffs. Number 8. Quantum Cheeseburger Farewell Tour. Jerry drops 2 spots as he lost to Luke and falls to 6-7 on the season. George Brittle shivered his way to just 1 point, and Justin Tucker is completely washed, missing 3 total kicks against the Eagles. Jerry still hasn't clinched the playoffs. Will this be the final game of Jerry's bad company career? Huh? Maybe? Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. Huh? Number 7. The Process. Our reigning defending undisputed champion Ryan took down Harambe to give his team a much-needed playoff boost. Buck Wild Irving had a huge 27-point game, and The Process now has a 78% chance to make the playoffs. Number 6. Got that dog in him. Luke won again, making that 4 in a row now, and his playoff dreams are still very much alive. Susan B. Anthony Richardson was the player of the game as he put an end to Jerry's suffrage by scoring 4 touchdowns and 24 points. 29% chance at making the playoffs. Number 5. Brad's and Kamish's daddy. Hunter drops 3 spots after his loss to Riley. Number 4. Brock Bowers, Suplex City. Brad took Poppy to Suplex City and led the league in scoring thanks to Brock Bowers, tight end 1, scoring 30 points. After stumbling lately, Brad finally clinched a playoff spot, ending that long drought. What was it, I think 4 or 5 years? Congratulations, Brad. Number 3. When legends rise, Frank stays in the 3 spot despite losing to Drew this week. The team played pretty well this week except for Juwan Jennings, who had just 8 points, but there's not much left to say about this team here. They're going to be in the playoffs. A loss here isn't going to do them much problems. Frank, you'll be fine. Number 2. River Riley. Riley moves up Yes, he moves up 2 spots and is number 2 in the rankings. I apologize for my stumbling of words, as his team, Riley's team that is, picked up the win over Hunter in the game of the week and clinched a spot in the playoffs for the second straight year. Josh Allen led the way with 31 points on Sunday Night Football and became the first player in NFL history with a passing, receiving, and a rushing touchdown in the same game. Now, normally, I'd make a joke that it might be time for Riley to bench Josh Allen because there's no need to play him this week against my team. Save him for the playoffs, Riley. You don't want Josh to get hurt against my lowly team. What difference does it make? But I'm not going to make that joke, Riley. I'm really not. I'm not making that joke because it doesn't matter. I would still find a way to lose. And let's move on to number 1. Harambe Revenge Tour. Oliver stays in the top spot despite losing to Ryan last week. Other teams also around him also lost, so Oliver stays in the 1 spot for the 4th straight week. He's now 10-3, and he's officially now 1 seed Harambe. As you see, he has the Z next to his name. That means he clinched the 1 seed. He is our President's Trophy winner. Not much to say besides that. This team has been number 1 all year long. And now let's take a look at our playoff picture. As you can see, Harambe Revenge Tour officially the 1 seed there. Brad's and Kamish's daddy would take on One Legends Rise in the first round. Quantum Cheeseburger Farewell Tour would take on Brad in the first round if the season ended today. That would be a very interesting matchup. And as you can see, the process leapfrogged my team in the playoff bracket here, as Ryan would now face number 2 seed River Riley if the season ended. But we do have 1 more week left. Got that dog in him. Beans 445 also passed the implication in seeding at the moment. And Haktua is also living on a prayer there in the final spot in the hunt. And back on the tank tracker is Poppy's Prized Possession. Now let's take a look at our Week 14 matchups. First matchup, it's Got That Dog in Him versus Haktua, and I'm going to go off the cuff for all these predictions here. I'm going to take Luke in this one to keep the winning streak alive. Drew will miss the playoffs. I think Luke also may miss the playoffs despite a big win here. Next matchup, we got the process taking on Poppy's Prized Possession. I'm taking Ryan's team to get the win. He's got a real cupcake of a matchup here. Brophy trying to play spoiler, but maybe if my advice to Brophy here is to pretend like he's playing the implication, because he might actually decide to perform up to par with the rest of the league and maybe even win. So. But he won't. He's going to look at it as the process, and he's going to lose to the process. Ryan will clinch a playoff spot and move on to defending his title and try to become a back-to-back champion. But anyway, moving on, next matchup, Quantum Cheeseburger Farewell Tour taking on Brad's and Kamish's daddy. Potential playoff matchup here as well. These 2 wildcard teams squaring off 1 final week here. Hunter, I'm going to take his team to get the win. Jerry needs this win to, well, actually, he's still in the playoffs. He doesn't absolutely need this win, but he could really use this win. Otherwise, he's going to need some help if he wants to stay in the playoffs at the moment. In our next and final matchup next matchup, it's Beans 445 taking on Brock Bauer, Suplex City. I'm taking Brad's team to pick up the win here, and yeah, that's it for that. Lastly, my team, the implication no more, taking on River Riley. Riley's got a lots of guys on the bye. It probably won't matter, but hey, who knows? I'm going to take my team to get the win. It's the last rankings. You know what? Let's get crazy with it. So I'll take my team. And in the game of the week, we've got Harambe Revenge Tour taking on When Legends Rise in a potential playoff preview. Oliver is appearing in his 5th primetime game this year. Only 1 other GM has appeared in 5 or more games in a season since 2019, and that was Jerry in 2021. Oliver has clearly been our top team in the league this year and has the President's Trophy and first round bye already locked up, but Frank's team has also been towards the top of the rankings all year as well. In fact, Frank has already beaten Oliver once this year and is also undefeated in primetime games at 3-0. Once again, this one is just going to be too close for me to call, so I'll call on my guest picker, who's a perfect 1-0 lifetime when it comes to picking the game of the week. And there you have it. Harambe Revenge Tour will take down When Legends Rise.
Hello there. Oliver here from Harambe Revenge Tour, checking in after 13 weeks of fantasy football. We have the final week of the regular season upon us now. I clinched the 1 seed before the regular season was even over. And it feels really good. It feels really, really good. Winning does not get old. I know a lot of people in this league don't know what that's like. But we are looking for our 2.5 championship in the last 4 years. Only half because I wasn't co-champion with Luke after the Damar Hamlin situation. But anyways, Bills look good. Sabres look like dog shit. They are horrible. Trade everyone. Shout out Ville Laino. Looked like there were 18 Ville Lainos out there last night for the Buffalo Sabres after they blew a 4-goal lead to the Colorado Avalanche. I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it right now. This is supposed to be about fantasy foosball. Last week, the regular season, I clinched the 1 seed. I get the next 2 weeks off. I don't know what I'm going to be doing for the next 2 weeks. I get the next 2 weeks off because I'm the top dog. I'm the top dog, and it feels really, really good. So, I don't know what I'm going to be doing for the next 2 weeks. My team can score 0 points the next 2 weeks. I'll still be in the second round. I'll send Nick some pictures of what I'll be doing over the next 2 weeks. He'll attach them at the end of this video. But yeah, playoff picture. Pretty much we know what we're going to get. Jerry looks like he's going to be safe. Ryan, not so sure because of total points scored. If he loses, he could very realistically get jumped by Nick, and I don't know who else is right there. Hawktua, something like that. I think Beans is a little too far out of the race. But yeah, playoffs looking almost confirmed. I'm pretty happy with the state of my team right now. My trades look pretty good. Johnny Smith looks like a potential top 5 tight end. And yeah, one more thing. The commissioner is so lucky to even have a chance this week. McCaffrey goes down. Jordan Mason goes down. He puts in a $340 bid for Isaac Guerrero. He gets him. I also put in a $340 bid for Isaac Guerrero. But Nick, he was higher on the waiver priority. So he gets Guerrero. I suppose he needs him. I'm off for 2 weeks, so I don't know. I kind of just wanted to be that guy and take him out of the mix. Just because that's what the top dog does. I'll see you fools in the playoffs. Some of you. Until next time, back to you in the studio.